The wreath behind me is still up. Happy New Year! It is January 1st, so Happy New Year. I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas and a very, very happy New Year. And you guys made it through your New Year's Eve parties just fine and had a lot of fun with your family and friends, I hope. Um, I wanted to show you something. Okay, make sure I don't drop my hook. Okay. This blanket was gifted to me, well, part of it anyway, to about here, was gifted to me along with some yarn that matched with what was already going on. I just added this and then the rest, and then I've been adding to it. So it started out right here where this plain purple, darker purple is, and then it's got a little bit bigger. It's not going to be very big when it's done. It'll be about a lap blanket, and then I'm going to send it off to my daughter that gave the yarn to me. I'm going to send it off to her. She lives in New York, not New York City, but the state of New York, and she left yesterday to go back. And I know they got hit, New York got hit really bad with snow, so I hope she's okay. Um, but, so I thought I would tell you, hey, I'm still here. Oh, and if you saw, there were two videos I put out today. One was a premiere video where I am starting the crochet stitches, a year of crochet stitches, a stitch a day perpetual calendar. And I did, hey Carrie, and I started with January 1st. I pre-recorded, and Chatika Woods, yay! I pre-recorded, last year I pre-recorded the first 9 days. And I was just sitting here working on January 9's pattern. And it's a multiple of 12 stitches plus 6. And I explain this in here where every day it'll say a multiple of this number or a multiple of this number plus this number. But it never gives like a stitch name, which I think is very weird. But they will show a picture of the pattern. This one is just, it's not mathing for me, so I'm going to have to sit down with this. I've got a couple of days, like, I'm deal with it, but it's just not, something about it's just not mathing for me. I just going to have to play with it for a minute. But I think my problem was I just started out with the 12 plus 6, and maybe I need to put like maybe 24 stitches or 36 stitches, and then put in the last 6 at the end, and then maybe it'll math out better. I don't know. But yes, I still have my wreath here. I have my nutcracker cup, which never gets used. It's just there for decoration. Maybe one other Christmas decoration in here somewhere. But I'm one of those people who keeps their Christmas decorations up till after New Year's. So this coming weekend, I work tomorrow, which is Friday. But this weekend I am off. So I will spend time taking my Christmas decorations down, which I don't know about you, but I think taking Christmas decorations down is always the sad part. Because it's always fun putting it all up, but the sad part is taking it all down, and then your house looks so plain. Because when you have the Christmas decorations, that makes your house look so happy, and then you take everything down, and it's like, huh, it's sad again. In my opinion. I don't know about you, but that's just my opinion. I really love Christmas. But please give me all the little thummies Thummies. And yeah, I don't like taking them down either. Oh, that's the sad part. Um, and I did a devotion this morning. Um, and one of you left the comments, and I love in the comments where you add in your own little verses or your own little things that remind you of something. Like when I read in devotions, you know, I'm like, oh, this one, da 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 da. I like when you guys put in the verses. So I made I started a whole new piece of paper, and I wrote 2026 verses. And there's already 4 verses. 1 Corinthians 16:14, Luke 6:31, Proverbs 29:6, and 2 Samuel 9:1. And I'm going to put this in my notebook. Yeah, find what I did with it. Oh, that's sad. Wait a minute, I see it. Yes, it's going to go in my notebook. And I'll start all over. Like I said in the devotions this morning, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, start all over again. And we're going to start all over with a new set of verses. And so that's gonna be fun. And maybe I'll even verse map those verses. Here and there I like to do a little bit of verse mapping with my Bible verses. But anyway, I can't show you the purple yarn that this came with, but I can show you, at least not the plain, the darker purple. But my daughter also gave me this lighter purple. And this was all, this blue, you know, it fell. And there's 2 balls of this. Now, after, hang on. As much as I love this chair, that's so annoys me. I think I want one of those gaming chairs, but they're expensive. Where was I going? Oh, I know. After, and I was trying and making sure to repeat the pattern that's in this, which goes to here, and that's where I did the 3rd row, because at one point it was starting to run out of this purple, and I used my own purple. Next color was the blue, and then it starts all over again with this one. So depending on how much I have left of the blue when it's done, that's probably what I'm going to decide. Like after I get done putting the blue on there, that's when I'll probably try to figure out, okay, am I going to have enough of each color to do the rounds again? Because the color for this is only done in 2 rows. It's only but all the rest of the colors are done in 3 rows. So that's why I have to, make sure I have enough. If I don't have enough after I do the blue, I don't think I'm going to have enough. Because when you do a granny, you keep adding more and more spaces to put more of the stitches. So I don't know. I hope you guys are doing well. I am. So I get done with this blanket. I'm going to be working on, you've seen some of the projects I've done already. But we are going to be doing some projects from this book, this book. Actually, this has some ones that are similar, or almost the exact same as the ones that are in here, which is quite weird. This is like a bigger size version of this one, basically. But this one has actually a few other ones than the smaller one has. There'll be some projects out of this book. I have to look at something really quick here. Right. This is from Boy. Like in the Boy hooks. I taught myself to crochet, special left-handed section included. Well, it does have right and left, and there are projects in this book. So maybe making those. Making projects here. See, I have, now this one I've already started some. You can see where I've got marked for the next project. And some of the, like these books I've already started, I've already seen some of the projects that are being made. I've got a tab for the next project. Same thing here. Another tab for the next project. Now, here's something else that I'm still playing with, and it's going to take me a little while to figure this one out, because I really want to do this. I have the Spiral Bound book by, it says Rowan Presents Crochet Workshop, the complete course for the beginner to immediate crocheter, by Emma Seddon and Sharon Brandt. And I love that it's spiral bound so that it lays flat. But here's my thing. Okay, you see all these little tabs? Okay. The blue ones are the projects. And these pink ones are the workshops. And then I have yellow ones. There are a couple of some yellow ones that are on color technique. There's a lace patterns, decorative texture patterns, techniques, simple texture patterns. So I have to sit down with this book and figure out how I'm going to go about doing this, because there is a ton of stuff to learn in this book. Not just making projects, but how to do various techniques and other kinds of gorgeousness in crochet. I'm still not quite sure what I'm going to do. I really wanted to do this and show you guys how to do things in here. But there's a lot to do, and I have to figure it out. I had to sit down with this and figure out how I'm going to do this. But we will. I've already made a couple things out of this one. The next thing is going to be a bag. I've made it before for myself, but I've given it away. So, tonight I'm using the iPad that was It was gifted to me. It was just kind of given to me. I really is a gift, but my dad said I could have it last year, this past year. It's yesterday was last year, but when they gave it to me yesterday, but it was earlier. Sometime last year he gave it to me to use for to make my videos. Um, does have a nice bigger, little bit bigger screen and gives me more, um, you know, picture memory to work with. Um, but I hope all of you are have had a very happy and safe New Year. I bought so much. Okay, we don't drink, so I like to buy for our family the fake champagne. You know those like that sparkling juice that comes in the like champagne bottles, and then we buy all kinds of snacks like and so I kind of went overboard with the amount of snacks to buy but it's okay. It'll all get eaten up at some point, and the bottles will get all drunken at some point. A couple of the bottles though. Tonight I was trying to open them, and I just could not. I could not. I could not open. I could not physically open them. They were just being. I have to try again another time. They're just really difficult. I mean, it was like it was hurting my hands. I don't know if you could see, but it's actually got red. Got red. And I actually have some callus there, maybe. I don't know. But it actually hurt my hands to try to open up one of them bottles. Um, Because sometimes them champagne bottles, them pretend champagne bottles can be difficult to open. They're hard to twist open. You would think they would be easy. Nope, not always. Um, I have 11 people and only 3 thummies. I need some more thummies, please. Everybody give a nice little thummies. Um, oh, I do have this to tell you. My stepson and his wife, they already have 2 boys. And towards the end of last year, they found out that they are now expecting their 3rd child, and it's going to be a girl. And I tell you what, they are so thrilled to have this little girl. Um, they went through a lot of ups and downs and tried to get pregnant a 3rd time, and they are so happy that this 3rd pregnancy has stayed, and she's due later this year. Everybody can't wait. Everybody is so excited, so very excited, and because she went through a couple of miscarriages, I can't imagine what that's like for a mom to be pregnant and then the body's like, nope, 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 we are not doing this, and just decides to say, nope, we are not having this baby. That has got to be hard. um, let's see why I can. The only time I see. Okay, there we go. I had to fix it so I could see the chat. I'm not ignoring everybody, and I just couldn't see the chat for some reason. Um, there we go. I got fixed now. Now I can see it. Um, but yeah, they're expecting a 3rd child, and everybody's so thrilled. They had, in fact, it was before. I think it was before Thanksgiving. If I remember, it was before Thanksgiving. They had one of those gender reveals, and it was so cute the way they did. They had everybody turn their backs, and the boys got to see what it was going to be first, and then they showed it to the parents, and then we all got to know. So I thought that was the cutest. That was the most cute, most fun reveal ever. Um, but they also, but they also did a one of those. Let's see, it was kind of raining, so I had to wait for the rain, rain and snow, whatever it was, because I remember they went out there and they actually did one of them fog things that shows you the color, and then it got on the get on my daughter-in-law's car, and it turned part of her car pink. So they had to wash that off, but I just thought that was funny. Um, right there. Ooh. I went looking for some things to make for the baby, and so quick and easy crocheting notebook that I got at a rummage sale we had at church a few years ago, several years ago. But it does have a baby bib. I'll make that again. I've done that before. Afghans and baby blankets. Now I'll show you one that I've already made once. It's like put up right now, but here's the picture. I've made this one once already. So I will probably give that to him. That one was green, white, and yellow. I thought about this one, but I don't know if I would make the jacket. But I definitely wouldn't make the blanket. This was under Afghans and baby blankets. So we got adult size ones in here too. Oh, this is another one I liked too. This blanket, I thought this looked really neat. It's called a cross-stitched blanket, but it's actually like crocheted, which is like but they do it like in a crisscross fashion. I thought that would be kind of fun. That would be interesting. Give it some, maybe it'll give it texture. Oh, here's another one too. I was really thinking about doing. Oh, it doesn't even have holes. It's lacy baby Afghan. This I think is going to be really, really cool. And the reason why I want to do this one in particular is that it's circular. You can't tell it from this picture. The way this reads, because that's to make a chaining and join with a slip stitch the first chain to form a ring, and then round 1, chain 2 to count as first single crochet. Work 15 single crochets in the ring, join with a slip stitch. So evidently, and that's 8 rounds, so you're doing it around. And the reason why I wanted to make this is because for my daughter-in-law several years ago, I made her a round blanket. So I think the baby should have a round blanket as well. That idea I really, really, really like. So I'm going to end up doing that. I think that's going to be like my favorite idea to make for them. Now, it's not the same blanket that she has, but they both have a round one. And I've got all kinds of baby yarns. Like I've got ones that are like the thin sport weight yarns, and then I've also got some baby softy baby. Got some baby yarns that were given to me last year. So I might use that. I haven't decided which yarns I'm going to pick to make those blankets, but I will get to them. And maybe you'll get to see those. Maybe I'll pick one of those for you guys to see getting made. Learn how to make it. I don't know. Lots of things I am thinking about. Hello to Zach. Oh, I haven't seen Zach in a while. How's everything up in Canada, Zach? And Bunny. Hello, hello Ivan. Hello, the Bird Gang. I don't know who that is. Um. Hello, Zach. Haven't seen you in a while. I hope you are doing well. I did not know that, Zach. I'm sorry to hear you were in the hospital, and I hope everything worked out well for you and that you are better and that you are on the mend. And it's no fun being in the hospital. No fun at all. I work at a hospital. I deliver food to the patients, and I always feel for the patients when. I'm sad that they're here. First of all, okay, my nose itches. Sorry, but I really feel for them when they are stuck in the hospital for a holiday, or they're stuck there for their birthday, or for an oh, I'm sorry, you got to use you have to use oxygen. You got sleep apnea. Oh my. Yeah, you don't want to stop breathing. You're gonna need that oxygen to keep you breathing, dude. Um, that actually happened to my mom for a little bit. She actually had, she always had to use oxygen afterwards, but the the sleep apnea mask, she tried using that for a little while, and she was like, "Nope, I am not doing that." That was just too uncomfortable for her, and she had other chronic problems as well, so she ended up being on oxygen all the time. Some people can use a CPAP machine, and some people think they just get physically uncomfortable with it. Everybody's different. Anyway, back to the fact that I work in a hospital and I deliver food to patients. It always makes me feel bad when I see people there. They're on their birthdays, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry you're here for your birthday. Or they miss Christmas or Thanksgiving, and they miss major holidays. um, I always think that's sad for them. I always feel bad for them when they have to miss major things like that because they're stuck in the hospital, whether it's because they're sick or they have to have some kind of surgery done or whatever. Just how things go, unfortunately. Um, but I am still here, still crocheting. I'm still gonna, like I said, like I showed you, we've got all kinds of projects that are gonna be out there. Um, Since I make a couple more projects out of each of these books, I'll take a picture of it, and that's gonna be like the thumbnail, and then I will put that project underneath that thumbnail for the videos. That way, it makes it easier for you guys to find find those videos. Like I did this morning, I had the one for the perpetual calendar and my devotion that I did this morning. Those are under each of their thumbnails. So, like today's now, it's still under the daily devotions, but like but for today, I did put in there 2026. So, all this year, every day will be something, whatever the date is for 2026. Because last year I did 2025 when I put in the dates. That way it makes it, because I could have a totally different reaction from this year than I did from last year, because everything is different. Everything is new now, and some of you may be seeing the devotions for the first time. So, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Let me take this, let me frog this. Okay. This is my uh-oh. I'm not sure why or how this yarn got like this, so I'm gonna have to, I have to, I don't know what I did. I can see where the yarn kind of split a little bit. It doesn't help, but this yarn has a bit of a haze to it. Okay. There we go. Crisis averted. But I don't know if you could tell, but this purple yarn has a little bit of a haze on it, which makes it, you want to frog it or untie it, makes it a little more difficult. Yay. Alright, now I'm at a corner. I'm just working on a granny square blanket that was partially started when it was given to me, and I'm finishing it out, and I'm just going to send it off to my daughter who lives in New York. And I don't know if you've heard, but New York got pounded with snow. So, but she doesn't live in New York City, but she does live in the state of New York. So I'm hoping where she lives, they didn't get hit quite so bad. But I did see the Dick Clark Rockin' Eve, and then today I was watching some videos of them cleaning out the mess, and they have a lot of people. They had a lot of people out there, between the street sweepers and people actually taking a broom and sweeping up all the mess. I can't imagine how many people the city uses and how long it must take to get everything swept up and thrown away. And for that, I mean, because think about how many people are down there, there to see the in person. There's a lot with all the confetti and everything that people are doing, are drinking, and whatever's going on. There's all that stuff that's there. That's a big mess to clean up after, and have to put and have to tear down the staging, and wow. And of course, I'm sure at some point in the night, they had to tell everybody, yeah, you need to go home now. You need to clear the streets. I'm not sure at one point at what time in the morning they were telling people to clear, but because I don't live there, I'm sure at some point they were like, okay, we need to go back to business and we need to clear the streets. But at the same time, I think it would be fun to be a part of it, to in some way be a part of that, to see it in person. I think that would be fun. Way too many people. Yeah, yeah, way too. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is a lot of people. There are a lot of people there. Lots and lots of people. From what I understand, some of those people start arriving down there like mid afternoon, like 4 or 5 o'clock in the early evening, and they stand there the whole day, the whole night, and then still go and continue their partying. I'm like, that's a bit much. That's a little over the top for me. No, I don't know. I mean, part of me wants to be there to go see it in person, but part of me is like, nope, I'm safe right here. I'll take this any day. I don't mind being home. When you think about, some people will drink responsibly, but a lot of people don't when it comes to the New Year's, and and somebody's got to be the cabbie for the whole group, for the group of friends. So I don't know. But I hope you don't mind that I'm working on this blanket while I sit and chit chat with you. I hope you had, what was today? Today's Thursday. And normally our trash would be picked up today, but since yesterday was New Year's and this was New Year's Day, everything was closed today. Like there's no mail, no trash. Um, all the government offices and all your banks are closed today. So then they'll be coming tomorrow. So I had to put all my trash in. This is the week the recycling comes, so cycling comes tomorrow also. So I had to go put that all out tonight. I did that already. But it's going to be kind of... I hope our trash and recycling trucks can get through. And I'll explain why. My house sits on a corner. And in my driveway... these windows are facing the front of my house and the street I live on. Whereas over here is our garage and the driveway, and this street over here is a small cul-de-sac. And lately, in the past month or so, lately it's been looking more like a car lot, and because people have been parking their cars, and I don't know who these cars belong to, but they're parking cars and then leaving them and then they sit. A couple of them are parked towards right where you turn into the cul-de-sac, and as some them trash trucks and recycling trucks are pretty big. So I just hope they can get through there without knocking into somebody's car. Because people were just don't park their car too close and not leave enough room. I just wish they would get rid of the cars instead of letting them sit. But that's mostly making me, the only reason I'm talking about it, because the only reason it agitates me and just stresses me, it makes me mad, is because last year my neighbors got upset that my husband's cars were sitting out front because he never got a chance before he died to change the names out. And his kids were going to put them in their name, but before they could, because all that, because the process to get names changed from without that person takes so they had to get a lawyer and everything to get things changed out. It was a whole big mess, and people in the neighborhood had no idea what was going on. And instead, they stuck their nose in where it didn't belong and went and had the city come and take the trucks away, and that just bothers me because people don't come and ask. They're like, nope, we're gonna be complain and have the city come and take them. It's just wrong. So now I fuss and originally about those cars I parked in the cul-de-sac. I know I shouldn't, but still. Anyway. Um, oh, I know another project that I also wanted to make. Let's see if it's in here. If it's in this. Nope, I did that one. Where's the other one? I did that. Is it in here? Yes, it is. We've already done one project out of this crochet surprise, and that was the even moss stitch pot holder. There's the pot holder. My next project that I want to do from there is the gorgeous gathered wrap. I've made it one other time for myself. I have some more yarns, but this is approximately what it will look like when it is finished. So that's another project that's going to be on the channel. I have some yarn set aside for that. So, and I want to get through the rest of these crochet surprise boxes one at a time. So I can get them. I have so many little things. I want to get through these whips. I got to make myself tackle one whip at a time and get it finished so I can get them off the floor and get them done. I just got to make myself do them. Anyway, it gets yarn out of that's one way. I tell you what, that is one way to clean your yarn room. If you have like a yarn room or a craft room and you have too many whips, make yourself sit down and work on a whip until it's done. That way it gets it up and out of your, and it gets that yarn that you used out of your room, gets the craft stuff out of your room, and everything gets made and is done. Let's see. Yesterday I started on this side. I got second side. I'm almost done with the third side. Then I'll have the fourth side. And then I'll have to make 2 more rows of this purple. Then I'll go to the blue, the aqua blue, like a light blue or like an aquamarine blue. Then, of course, I will still go to thrift stores and try to find yarn, because that's where I do most of my shopping for yarn is at thrift stores. And when I get this yarn, I will show you the haul, of course. Gotta do that. Or if I get lucky and people gift me yarn like they did last year, I will show you those yarn hauls as well. And if I make something from those yarns, I also have a couple of bins back. Well, they're not here. They're over there. And one of the bins is really big. But every time I open it, I immediately close them. Because they're yarn it looks like a big nested mess because they're all tangled up. All the yarns got, at some point, they somehow got all tangled. And part of me wants to detangle the mess and get as much usable yarn out of it as possible. But another part of me is like, just throw it away. Don't deal with it. Just throw it away. But at the same time, I'm like, I can't throw away yarn. I mean, some yarn is cheaply priced, but some yarns are just like expensive. And so it's like, do I work with the mess and try to untangle it, or do I just toss it? And then I have another bin that's on top of there. And actually, I had a project in mind that actually started that I also need to finish. Where I've made one square. I kind of halfway started the second square. And the pattern, they're not really squares, they're more like rectangles than squares. And it has a circle in the center. And then I put all of the rectangles together. I haven't made all the rectangles, but when I decide to work on it tomorrow, we'll let you know, and I will show you. I've showed you the pattern before. It's an older pattern, and I've had to tape it at least once. I may have to tape it up again. And then make it. I was going to add some stuff. I had some little nutcrackers, and I was going to put some nutcrackers on this wreath, and then I never got around to doing it. Maybe I'll do that for Christmas this year. And find what I did with those nutcrackers, and then add the little nutcrackers. I always think about adding to that wreath some little Christmas goodies to it, so it's not quite so plain. But I didn't get to it this year. Maybe this coming Christmas I will. Of course, I said that last year, or the year before. We'll see. My mom used to say, "We shall see what we shall see." So very true. Time flies by way too fast. Way, way too fast. I missed something. Ooh, Carrie made a beanie from Bag O' Day Crochet. Bag O' Day Crochet is wonderful. She makes anything and everything. She makes hats, bags, scarves, shawls. If it can be made with crochet, she can do it. And she knows how to do it. She's got a gazillion tutorials out there for anything and everything. She's wonderful. A lot of people, they started their channels or started crocheting period, because of her. I like her. I also like Mikey from Crochet Crowd. That's where I relearned crochet. Originally was from him, and also from Bag O' Day. Um, because I first learned when I was a little kid, but then I started relearning when I started watching Mikey from Crochet Crowd. I also was getting books from the library, and I was learning from the library books. And um, I had somebody else in my head. I just lost it. I can't think of her name right now. She's in Canada. Her and her husband are in Canada, and she's very, 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 very peppy. She's got short, dark hair. They're both like really, really peppy. Really, always, she's kind of really excitable. Um, like you'll hear him in the background, but you always see her. Great, once in a great while, you might see, yeah, Jada and Stitches. Thank you. Yes, Jada and Stitches. That's where I also learned a lot of crocheting was from her. I like a lot of her projects. She makes some fun projects, and sometimes they come up with some cleverly fun games to play. They usually play the games live. Like several years ago, they were doing granny squares, and they did this thing where they rolled the dice, and not only did they roll the dice, but they also sometimes they had to spin a spinner or whatever it was. They came up with different ideas while they were playing the granny square game. And then some years she did applique. Oh, was it in here? Is it not going to be in here? I don't think. No, I know where I saw one. Um, it's not the one that she did, but give me a minute to find it. One year for the months for the whole year, she did. And like I said, it wasn't this one, but it's kind of like this, where you did appliques, where you started off with the background, and then you made all the various items, and then you sewed them on to the blanket to create this whole applique, whole scenery blanket, where they did like a town, and they did like all kinds of things, put all kinds of things in it. Um, that was her crochet along that she did that year. Um, every year she has a different crochet along, and her and her husband are so much fun. And sometimes she rearranges her room. Um, but you got to admit, making the blanket and then making all those little appliques and then sewing them onto the blanket, that's a lot of hard work. That is a lot of busy work. That's a lot to do. That would be very, very impressive in any way, shape, or form. That's very impressive. Um, um, I don't know where else I was going with that. I thought of something and then I totally lost my train of thought. That's what happens when you get older. You get to be in your 50s. That's when you lose your train of thought. Um, and you don't always sleep well. I don't know what it is. I used to be able to sleep through the night. Now lately I've been waking up in the middle of the night. And sometimes I go right back to sleep, and sometimes it takes me over an hour or more to get back to fall back to sleep, and it's very annoying because it makes me tired the rest of the day. um, yes, Jaden Stitches is so much fun. She is a lot of fun. I also love Cinnamon Stitches. They're in the middle of hoping everything goes through with their house and they're moving and all that good stuff. They're packing things up to get ready to move. They're going to move at the end of this month. Cinnamon Stitches is great. She does right now. She's doing little things right now, because that's all the time that she has for right now. But she also makes a lot of clothing. Um, she tends to make, she likes to make hats and tops and shawls. She's also a lot of fun. She talks about her family a lot. And so Cinnamon Stitches is another fun one I like to watch. I need to sit down with my phone and go through. I should have brought my phone in here. I would have gone through everybody that I like and why I like them. Some people I like to watch because they have lives, and some I just watch generally. Some people have some really neat lives, and some lives, like me, I'm a little person, so I don't have as many people in there. And the one, and this, I mean, there are some lives that I watch that are bigger than me, but I still consider them small because they don't have, I mean, they still have people that come in, but it's not scrolling like really fast because, you know, they have a handful, they're like me, they have like a handful of people, you know, that come through and say something. Whereas some of these other bigger channels, it's like scrolling really fast. It's like, how do you keep track of who's saying what and who, when, where, and how do people, I mean, it's just, yeah. I mean, I like them. I like the person that's having the live at the same time. You're trying to pay attention to what they're saying, but you're also reading through what everybody else is saying, and sometimes it goes too fast. And by the time you've put in whatever you said as in addition to what somebody else has said, that chat has already gone like 20 people have already gone by. Um, so sometimes some of the people I watch, I just watch their regular videos instead of their lives. Although sometimes, you know, though every time I am on watching somebody's live, I try to get it to like their channel on everything, like on the iPad, my phone, and on my TV. So I get all the likes. So they get all the thummies and everywhere. Because the algorithm counts everything. And then, you know, there's some people who don't have lives, and that's good too. Yeah, everybody does things differently. Does their channel differently. So, trying to think. All right, it's been an hour. I was gonna start this at 10 o'clock, but my phone was not acting up. Was acting up, so I decided to use the iPad. I had enough on my phone, and it's probably like around 11:30 ish. Maybe later. I don't know. So I hope all of you had a very happy new year. And I want to wish all of you a very, very wonderful new year for the rest of this year. This is the first day of a 365 page book. Make every day count. Make everything in that on that page count. Have fun with your friends and family this year. Take some time out for yourself. Be kind to yourself. Um, get stuff. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that. And um, be kind. Be kind. Be kind to people. Like I was saying in my video, my devotional today, 365 days of kindness. It doesn't cost anything to be kind to everybody. 365 days of the year. Take some time out for yourself before you and try to be with your friends and family. Do have fun. And I hope you all have a good day. Hope Friday will be a fantastic Friday, and that the weekend will be a wonderful weekend for you. I'm off this weekend, so I'm going to relax this weekend. And yes, we do. We do need more kindness in this world. In fact, a couple of people have gotten this book. Either they bought it or somebody sent it to them. So, yes, I'm off. I work every other weekend, so this is my weekend off. I'm off Saturday and Sunday. Some time to relax. Maybe I'm probably gonna. I have to get the video out for this so I can stay ahead. This is for January 9. Math isn't mathing, so I have to sit down and work with it for a little bit before I can get the math to work right. And I'm gonna work on the workshop thing this weekend. I look at it and see if I can figure out how I'm gonna do it this year. It won't be like right away. I will let you know when I'm fully ready to start it, so don't worry. I will fully let you know. But y'all be happy, be healthy, have fun. Love y'all. Bye.